Everybody, I want to welcome you to the first of the Barkersville 2474 Redneck Reviews. With me I have Robbie McKinnon and his dad, Lenny McKinnon.
That's me.
We went to Lismore, the big town of Lismore, outside of Barkersville yesterday when we reviewed the movie. So anyway, I want to ask Robbie first, what did you think of Skyfall?
Well, Mike, I'm glad you asked me that. Skyfall, I thought was probably one of the better James Bond films I've seen in a long time. Long time coming, you know. It came back. It touched on the old roots. It came back, you know. It brought back representation. It brought back gadgets. It brought back the fun of James Bond. The first two ones with Daniel Craig, I personally thought were a little bit, well, they were too serious. They were like this evil, dark version of James Bond. Not what I was interested in. I liked the fact that, you know, it came back. It had a good storyline and it had a great cast and it had some really great locations. Hey, Dad, what do you think of the locations in that film?
Well, I love the ones that were set in Scotland.
Yeah.
Not so much the exotic locations. I like the out of the way, far away locations. And being of Scottish heritage and being travel to Scotland and been up through there, that was wonderful for me. You're going back to where James Bond. You said yourself, Fleming, he reset it so James Bond was born in Scotland.
Yes, that's
so
correct.
They took us home to Scotland.
Yes.
His home where his birth, the little castle. That was a wonderful little spot. I love the little. Hey, and what about the best part of was the priest tunnel from the Reformation times.
Yeah.
That was great. It was their saviour in the end there, but I had to get escape through that. I'd love to go running through one of those. But for me there, the island, which is probably CGI setting, but that doesn't matter. If it's exotic, if it's CGI or it's you know, the real deal, they might look good as they cross combination between a Mediterranean island and Tripoli after Chernobyl. And that was a pretty interesting combination.
Yes. Chernobyl wasn't Tripoli?
That's a good, yeah.
No, not Tripoli. Tripoli.
Boy, people are triply nervous right now.
Should be. I was nervous when I was there. What's the name of the place outside of Chernobyl?
Trippier.
Trippier.
Trippier, yeah.
And I'm not Trippier in either, but I know I'm advertising Bacardi, right? Because it's 150 years. But we're having Jack Daniels at the moment, and I'm on my fifth because we've got to rate these movies out of 5.
The thing about Skyfall, two things. One really good and really bad. I thought the movie was very, very good action-wise. I hated the fact that it took James Bond to remind me that I'm an old dog in a new kennel. The movie started off basically saying that James Bond and all of us were just too old for the new world. But they redeemed themselves by the end of the movie. I don't want to give it away, but they really did a great job. One of the things I really did enjoy, and I want to hark back to what Lenny said about the Scotland thing. There was a scene in there when, again, I don't want to give too much movie away, but they were driving an old Aston Martin, circa one of the older James Bond movies, and Daniel Craig was standing there, and for a split second, you thought you were looking at Sean Connery. And for me, that was one of the best parts of the movie because they actually took the new James Bond and then melded it back into the old James Bond. And people that really like the old James Bond are going to be extremely happy with this movie.
I agree completely.
Yes, so do I.
They've moulded them. Take a pinch of white salt, add a pinch of blue blood. They've done that with the James Bond. It's taken them 3 times to get it right.
That's right.
They've got it right now.
Yep.
The next one or two, I think Craig's going to do 2 more before he gives it away. And the guys who's going to take his place too, Michael Fassbender and James Purefoy, I think they're going to be excellent replacements. I was critical of bloody Daniel Craig. I like everything he's done, but he didn't quite get that, let's just say that quintessential James Bond right in my eyes.
Right.
He's getting it right, but they're getting it more to the point. They're getting it right. Bringing back all those old bloody things that we love about Bond. Q.
Exactly.
M, or a male M to begin. I'm not sounding sexist here, and I'm not a misogynist either. Don't get me wrong, right?
We don't give
away
too much.
M.
We don't give away too much of the movie, but
you've turned too much off that tree, boy. Hey, come on.
James Bond purist, you'll love seeing this movie.
Absolutely.
One other thing I want to mention.
You'll love it.
One other thing I want to mention, and I'll probably get some flack about this, is about Javier being the villain. Now I'm used to James Bond having female villains, you know, who want to either sleep with him or kill him, but to have a guy as the villain look at James Bond and want to sleep with him, I wasn't quite ready for that.
Made me want to Ralph. You know about Ralph?
Nothing wrong. Listen. There's nothing wrong. I agree with alternative lifestyles. If that's your style, you're into that. Fine, enjoy it. But I find it hard to believe let's say a gay villain, because what's he gonna do? I'm gonna punish you guys. I'm gonna make you guys wear plaid and stripes together. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was strong enough as a villain.
Look, I've seen better fucking pardon the language,
yeah.
I've seen better henchmen for the villains out there than Arby Bardem done in that performance there. Plus, Rob, as you pointed out before, it's the second time they've used a villain from MI6 files.
MI6, that's correct.
Been done before.
Yeah.
Sean Boone done it. Come on, you out there, get it right. He's got it right. Can't score too high on that one because, as Mike said, the villain left a lot waning and left a lot wanting. He didn't have any of those synonymous signs about you would expect to see from a villain. Didn't have the sinister mo, the monocle, the scarred up face. He took his false teeth out and for some reason his face sunk in, but
It looks like
still
Kostas.
I felt more sorry for him than hated him.
Yeah, it looks like Kostas.
You'd have to be
And
a
when he
bit of a
rubbed James
glass.
Bond's nose, I wanted to jump into the screen and punch him right in the nose.
Well, anyway, it's
Sorry about that to all you fruits out there, but come on, we're talking about Bond, which is all about not bloody getting rubbed up by a bloody fruit villain.
Well, by the way,
almighty.
as you probably noticed already, this show will not be politically correct. But anyway,
Guaranteed.
basically, I want to roll this up a little bit. So, Robbie, how do you feel? What's your rating on this movie?
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm going to give it four sips out of 5.
I'll give it 3 out of 5. If the villain had been okay, I did like the idea that the storyline had a bit of depth in the sense that it didn't really delve right into the villainous part because that's been done before, but we got a little in-depth insight into those main people around Bond, which makes the Bond movie Bond. Again, as I said before, Q, M, Moneypenny. Well, they should have brought in Felix Leiter because I got a feeling in the end he should come in or two. As far as I was concerned, without those odd gadgets, without the swap, halfway through it, you can finally see that he was finally going to have a bit of suaveness and debonairness about him that we expect to see in James Bond. And when he walked with the aplomb of somebody that had that style about him, at the first page he's as scruffy as my backyard. But you could see that he was gelling and he was morphing into that what we expect and we will see. I guarantee, and I've got no idea the next movie, but it'll be more like we see, but it'll be in vogue with our modern times, but it'll still have that what we want from the Bond of old. The Bond we're seeing now, the Bond is coming back. So watch out, Bond. I'll be back.
Just I'm going to give the movie 4 out of 5 sips, and I'm going to tell you why. I love the old Bond versus the new Bond. I really do, and I like the fact that the old saying that something what's the thing about being old coming back, or something old is new again, or whatever. Whatever the saying is about that, I love the fact that what's old is new
that's the
again.
way to go.
So anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for watching Barkersville 2474, the Redneck Review, and we'll see you next time.
And when we know what we're reviewing next time, we'll get back and let you know.